So I have a quick question over here. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. So I think I accidentally, I'm pretty sure I accidentally cut this budget in half. I thought it was another ad a campaign that I duplicated that I was testing. And it turns out that it was the one that was obviously working the best. It was it was actually out of the learning phase, and then it
Oh
went back
no,
into learning, I think, after I messed it up. But I put it
that's
back.
unfortunate.
Yeah. So in this case, does it actually reset completely, or does it do the 7-day
It
cycle thing that
does.
you were talking about?
No, that's a full reset here.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, that kind of explains why today did this
Yeah, that hurts.
versus yesterday.
Yeah, that really hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a split second. I'm like, oh shoot, like whatever. So I guess we'll give this till tomorrow to see if it like stabilizes back to normal, or what should I do at this point?
If it doesn't tomorrow, you're going to relaunch it at a small budget, and you're going to have to scale up slowly.
Okay. All right. Okay. Speaking about this one in particular, so if you see, it's the only one that got the highest conversions and exited learning phase. So I was wondering, I was like, okay, so if the 25% of time spent, it's 180 day, 25% spent. If that one works and was exited learning phase on its own without being into an ad set, like a multiple ad set, like I have this one, do you think I should do the same to these? Because at one point I did have them separated, but they ran as dynamic ads. But ever since
You're referring to the
switched them,
budget.
referring to the performance itself, like the ROAS. So basically, I feel like this one just performed better on its own than it being into together with other assets.
Well, for one, I can tell you I've seen across the board, visitor 25% as a retargeting audience has always done well for ad accounts.
Uh-huh.
But two, if you are going to do that, then you don't have to create new campaigns. You just switch it to the ad set level and manage the budget per ad set. So that way you don't have to worry about recreating everything.
You mean like, because at one point I had this over here on, but I thought that because I had it on here, it was affecting the one outside, so I turned it off. But then I realized, I was like, no, I think I messed it up when I played with the budget by accident.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm not sure. I guess I'll give it a couple of days. Well, till tomorrow, see if it stabilizes, and if it does good, and it does. If not, we'll just scale back.
Yeah. When was the last time you changed out your ads?
It's been, and that's another question that I wanted to tell you. So we have a new collection launching, but they're coming by container, so they'll be here by next month. It's gonna be a very tight schedule, but we're going to have to change the products to the new collection, and I'm not sure how am I gonna do that when it's gonna come like 2 weeks before, or a week and a half before Christmas. So it's like the transition it's a very tight schedule. So I'm not sure if I should wait. I'm getting photos done right now, but I'm not sure if I should start changing them from now to get them like up and running, since these ads have to go down. So I'm not sure exactly the time frame that I should do it.
This is not a good situation to be in.
Yeah.
That is very. I've seen how these things go. It's not good. Your container gets here in 1 month. I mean, that's really, really, really way too late. Absolutely way too late to launch ads.
Yeah.
You're essentially, there's no way. You're gonna have to, I mean, essentially you could switch all the new ads you launch, just effectively have them go to the correct link and correct image and all that, and then as soon as the thing switches, you'll be fine.
Okay. And do you think it's gonna take? I'll probably. I mean, good thing I have other platforms that that I don't 100% rely on Facebook ads.
Totally.
So obviously, it's a. I mean, that's the good part of not having all your eggs in one basket. But at the same
Sure.
time, it plays a big role. So that's why I'm trying to think about what's the best way to transition this. But yeah, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So like have those ready to go,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll be fine. As for you managing ads on Google, TikTok, Snapchat, and all that, what you'll
Yeah.
need to do is you need to also, whenever you launch new ads, moving forward, go ahead and add UTMs to them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Add UTMs.
What's the UTMs? I'm not sure exactly.
Okay, UTMs are unique tracking metrics. Whenever you're running multiple campaigns from different places,
Mm-hmm.
you can get a huge advantage with your results because of that. And to take full effect of it, essentially what you do is you apply a UTM link to each of your
Mm-hmm.
ads. And if you go to your audiences and you hit create a lookalike, you can create a lookalike based off anybody from the Snapchat audience that was converting at a 13x ROAS. And you can create a lookalike off your Snapchat 13x ROAS audience in your Facebook ad account.
Oh wow. Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I set that up through where do I apply those UTM?
Every platform is going to have a different way of applying them. So you just,
Okay.
to keep it simple for you, there's a universal way to do it. Let me send you the link.
Yeah, please.
So here you go. Click on that. You just put in your website URL. You put in the campaign source, which will be like Snapchat or Google or Facebook. You type in the medium, which will be the audience. You'll type in the campaign name, which will be the copy. You'll type in the term, which will be the headline. You'll type in the creative image, which will be.
Okay.
And then what you'll do is you'll be able to create audiences based off a URL parameter from the audience that is converting best. So it only makes sense to do it based off your best return on ad spend in each specific audience or each specific keyword if it's Google, you know.
Got you. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that. New thing I learned. All right, cool.
Totally.
And if I have any questions, I'll circle back on next call. So I guess for now that's it. And you said the best way to cut an ad is to just take like for example this one over here, right? Where is this one? So these been under 3 past this one right here. At this point, do you think I should cut it?
Yes. Unless you launch new ads in it, then you could bring it back. But otherwise, I just get rid of it.
Okay. As soon as I see it go below my average and it takes like 2-3 days and it's still under my average, I should cut it. Or relaunch new ads and see if that fixes the problem.
One of the two, yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. Thank you so much, and that's it for now.
Yeah. Also, one last thing. I have another quick tip for you that'll really help you out. When you're running multiple ad accounts in different mediums like Snapchat, TikTok, and Google, really same rule applies. Like the 5 people you hang around, you become. Same thing with your ads. If you have ads that are running at a 2.26 in some campaigns and audiences that are running at 12x in others, the higher you can get your ROAS in each account, the higher your ROAS is going to improve on its own across each account because you're only putting in good data and that data has been being used. So imagine if you had an audience sending like some of these other placements like TikTok, I know you're going to be able to send a ton of traffic to the site. And if you have lookalike audiences based off like view content or link clicks or page views, those audiences are going to do absolutely terrible because they're getting thousands of people that aren't converting. That's why you want super specific lookalikes if you're doing that with the UTMs, that recommendation. Plus, if you end up removing ads where you know there's super high amounts of people going there, but the ROAS isn't very high, then you taper those back because you're only going to allow good quality coming through, and that's going to allow all of your audiences across all your campaigns to get better, specifically with lookalikes.
Okay.
Insurance, it has no effect. It has no effect.
It's crazy that you mentioned that too, because I've been playing around with TikTok. I haven't launched fully, but for the past couple of days I've been working on it. They're just so complicated, and they're all their glitches, and they're I'm sure you're aware of, like this is a new platform, so it's just annoying. You have to prepay the money in, and it gets cut off, and you gotta, like, the one ad will disapprove, and then you'll just resubmit it again, and it'll get approved. It's like somebody in the back seat is just like, it's like rotating between different departments, and they're just approving or denying the same ad. So long story short, I ran a traffic campaign. I was supposed to run a traffic campaign so I could generate enough traffic to get my pixel audiences populated, so I could start targeting custom audiences. And in like seconds, I launched a traffic campaign, and the website visitors on my website analytics just spiked on my Shopify to like 300 active users. And I'm looking at it, and it's spending like it's so weird. I've never seen that before. And I just quickly shut it off, and it spent like, I don't know if you see here, like it spent. Good thing they give you $2,000 for free. They match it, but like it spent over here $598, and well, this one in particular 307, and it got 100,000 impressions.
Yeah.
Within 30 minutes.
Yeah. And those clicks then go to your, then it populates in the audience on Facebook, and then your page view retargeting all of a sudden has no purchases because it's spending all of its money just showing it to people who are like, never gonna do anything.
Now it makes sense that you said, that you mentioned that. I didn't think of that. So in order to avoid things like that, where you're having just like basically trash going into your pixels, you said that's why we use the UTM specific, or is there a way to avoid having that like stuff going?
So UTMs will allow you to create advanced lookalikes based off of a high value, like I was saying, like you choose your best return on ad spend type audiences and ads, and you create the lookalikes off of that UTM parameter, which is like, only going for the really good result and gets those high converting individuals. But like with a page view lookalike or like a view content lookalike, your ROAS you'll pretty much notice it's going to be almost always lower because you have so many platforms running that like it's getting all this data, and a lot of them don't convert. So those audiences aren't typically that good. So like those specific lookalikes will be really good, and then just cutting out the trash traffic, you'll improve the ROAS everywhere.
Got you. Okay, makes sense. So it's definitely something that I have to get set up ASAP.
Yeah, you'll really like that.
Yeah, for sure. And just to, I just remembered you were speaking to a guy earlier that he was talking about if Afterpay or Affirm is a good option. Just to give you like a quick tip about me. I mean, 40% of my sales come from Afterpay, so it's doing me really good.
That's phenomenal.
If he's looking to do something, especially with a high ticket price, Afterpay and Affirm really helps us. I'm talking about literally 40% of my. I checked it.
Yeah, that's
last month. Yeah, it's insane. I didn't even realize till like a couple of days of me having it on the site, and then I got deposits from my bank that was lower, and I was like, wait, where's the rest? And then I check up my Afterpay. I'm like, whoa, that's how much people finance. But yeah, totally. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. You should really, if he's active in the group, you should definitely message him that. I'm sure he'd love to hear that. That'd really help him out.
Oh yeah,
I'll relay the message as well, but I'm sure he'd love to hear it from you.
Yeah. What was his name again?
I would have to look back at who specifically.
All right. It's all good. So I guess if anything, you could relay the message to him.
Yeah, I'll have to find out too.
All right. Well, hopefully he hears this or it gets him.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, it's Derek. Derek was asking.
Derek.
Yeah, Derek.
All right. Cool. I'll try to catch him on the group then.
Cool. Awesome. Right. Well, those things will really help out.
Yeah. All right. For sure. Yeah. Thank you, man.
All right. Thanks, Suzanne. Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. That'll go ahead and conclude this week's live Facebook Ads Expert Mastery Weekly Q&A call.